As always, if you need your song to be mixed or mastered or your upcoming project, or you need one of our signature vocal chains or one of our professional recording templates for FL Studio, Pro Tools, or Logic Pro X, head over to rlrecordings.com and book a session now. Right. This is probably got to be the most exciting, most excited I have ever been while viewing a template breakdown. I haven't touched anything. This is how it came. I am definitely missing plugins. I will say that because I got a big screen that said all the plugins I'm missing in a session. This is Ariana Grande's Imagine template, mix template, for mixing template for Imagine. So this is just before it's sent off for mixing, which, knowing Ariana Grande and just scrolling down just a tad bit, I think Max Martin might have worked on it. I don't know. So maybe Serban mixed it. I didn't actually check before starting this recording, which probably would have been the smartest thing. So we're just going to go still up. Okay, now we're at the top. We're going to go top to bottom, that's just an easy way to do it. First off, master, no delay, compensation on. Okay, cool, good to know. Always nice. There's the reference. I don't know why it's like that, but there's the reference there, and the master for the rough mix. I assume this is what this is. SSL comp from Waves. Simple. I don't have any of the audio, so I have no idea how much this is hitting. Assuming it's going to be 4 or less than 4. Just simply what it is. If it's even touching it at all, honestly. So next we have this. We have a UAD Amex, which surprisingly I have apparently got the demo for. So that's always nice. This is on the master. Definitely just saturating it, giving that extra oomph and a bit of excitement. And then we're going into a limiter, absolutely fucking smashing it for some reason. Maybe it was just really low. Who knows? No stems, so I can't actually check how loud everything is, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to do a bit of guesswork. And yes, I am discovering the template with you guys. I had a comment on one of my videos saying that I'm discovering the template. Yes, that's the point of these videos. We discover it together. I don't look beforehand or anything. Well, I looked a bit. It doesn't matter. All the drums seem to be going into here. And they're not doing anything. Nothing's mixed. So we're just going to... I really don't like this. Kick, hat, dirt, kick. Why can't the kick be up there? That just annoys me, but that's all right. Why is there a snare? There was a snare here. Yeah, snare there. Why is it not down here? I don't know what any of this is. And then these go pre-drums. I'm not going to look at any of this here. Just to work out where it all goes is going to give me a headache. So I'm just going to ignore it. We got sweep. This has an EQ on it. All right. Okay. It seems like I've seen this before, hence why I've saved it, which is interesting that this has been used before. I've used it before. That's interesting. And there just seems to be a bunch of group vocals here. I haven't actually listened to the song either, so I don't know what all these sections are. I really did not prepare for this, but it's all right. Claps. We all know what a clap is. So it's got some interesting EQ, just timing all the harshness, just boosting the mids, making it more present in the mix, and just get rid of the unnecessary lows. What is this? Seventh Heaven. That's a reverb. I don't own Seventh Heaven, so it's not going to do anything. And then we got some tape. Retro vocal slap. Sick. Some saturation from Abbey Rose and Kramer tape, which is another saturator. Wow and Flutter is on. And the noise is off, thank God, because that's just literal noise, hence the name. Unbelievable. Nothing. And then we got a vocal sample with some compression. That's it. That's nice. A 6 ratio. I don't know. But a vocal sample. I suppose it's just to show you the simplicity of how everything is. Look, there's nothing else here. And it probably sounds really good before anybody touched it for mixing. For the bass, the classic lo-fi plugin from ProTools. As always, this plugin is amazing. I don't blame them. They actually changed the sample rate, which is something I never personally do, but clearly it made a difference. For the bass, oh, the basses are down here. Oh, they go, no, and they're up here. All right, it's already giving me a headache. I'm going to move on. Juno. Vintage filter. I have never seen this on a mix, and I also have never loaded it up. So I can't tell you what this does, unfortunately. Output is maxed, fat is turned down, resonance is turned down, and cutoff goes to about 1,000 hertz. So let's probably just give it some movement. And it's also going to not chamber, does that say? Oh, it just goes to a chamber. That's nice. And it's just turned down an ounce. A bass amp with some more saturation. Lovely. And then a bass bus with this plugin. I never see this plugin on anybody's templates, I swear. It's just a plugin from ways that people have forgotten about. But this plugin is good. As long as you don't go too high and then it starts to sound a little harsh. But if you are boosting or cutting, it can sound really good. And it's just doing a 35 low cut. Is that it? No, it's just taking off low end at 35. All right, why couldn't you have used this? Was 45 too much? All right, and then a CLA 76 for a bass. Honestly, I have never seen a CLA 76 for a bass. It's normally the CLA bass from Chris Lord Algae, the same person who made this plugin, or no compression whatsoever and just going lo-fi with the distortion and saturation, which will technically compress it anyway. So clearly they wanted something and an aggressive sound, so they went with a CLA 76. Can't blame them. There's apparently a little plate here, even though it's a chamber. That's it. That's this. There you go. Because I just checked the name of it. Why isn't it called the same thing as that? Headaches, people. We're not going to look at that. Piano bus. We got this. We got the VE4 instead of VE3. And it's doing a lot more than just a little bit of low and cutting a little bit of the low end. God, I'm just stumbling all over my words today. We got a boost at 10K, 5.6, making it more present. Another one at 1.2K. And then we're just lowering all the low end and then doing a little bit of a low pass, low cut, high pass, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then a DBX 160. This is quite aggressive. Oh, excuse me. It's a very aggressive plugin, and it's also quite good at making things like full and tight and locked in to a certain place. I suppose that's why they're going to use it. And they actually used the Waves version of the DBX 160. Because there is also a UAD version, so I suppose they didn't really have any UAD plugins, which, well, no, they definitely did, because the mastering. Yeah, because UAD says UAD. UAD X is the Spark stuff. UAD on its own is Apollo stuff. That's interesting. Where am I? Right here. We got piano verb. Nice. Sick. This is just a verb. It's on a hall. Cool. Amazing. Electric bass EQ. That's just making it more precedent and cutting out the highs, so anything higher can still cut through, because the bass is a low end. Well, an electric bass may be more in the low mid-range to the mid-range area. So that's definitely what this boost is for, and that is just cutting out of something's way. I don't know what. CLA 3A. That makes more sense for a bass, I can't lie. I don't know why I didn't name it for a bass. But I still probably wouldn't use a CLA 3A for a bass. I don't know, and there's reverb on it. Turn down. And Nolan. I have never put reverb on a bass. I will not lie, as I mainly work with hip-hop. And you don't really put reverb on a bass in hip-hop. But that's alright, and we've got the same reverb here. That's all the way up here that I can't be asked to find at this moment. More bass, more bass. See, same thing, cutting it out, definitely getting out of its way. More compression, more verb. Nice. Ooh, seems to be a little bit of automation here. That's kind of cool. More electric bass. All right, they're cutting it out and boosting it. So maybe these two electric basses will making room for this electric bass. There you go. It's all about making space. Another 3A. Echo Boy on a bass. All right, then. I won't be here to judge, because I suppose they are far more successful than I, so maybe I shouldn't be the ones questioning them. And then there's more Verb. Maybe it's just to spread it out a little bit. That kind of makes more sense, to just get a bit more depth, push it in the background. And Guitar Crunch, which is a aux. So I don't know where it's going. Oh, it seems to be going into both at the same time. Okay, doubler, 4 as well. That's interesting. Just clearly making it wider, making it a bit bigger, boosting the sides. Compression, more compression. And distortion. Manny Marroquin's distortion, which is not a bad distortion plugin, I will have to say. So, fair enough. They seem to automate it here and then dip this bit out. And then it just carries on. Cool. More bass. Jesus Christ. So much bass. And that's going to be a very muddy bass. A 7-8 dBs. And they're low cutting it. So it seems like they're trying to focus this bass more into the mid-range than the low end. Because there is a lot of kicks, so I suppose, in this mix. So I suppose they're definitely trying to do that. More 1176. I wish I could hear what the song is doing and what this 1176 is doing, but I can't. There's more Valhalla. Sick. And there's more Filter. Nice. And there's another one of this. Fab Filter Saturn. I only have Fab Filter Saturn 2, so this is the one obviously before it, so I don't have it, unfortunately. Anything here that's interesting in terms of its things? Nope. More electric bass bus, that says. Alright. Boosting. So that's definitely what all of the bits up here were doing by cutting out that high end. So it's to make room for these so they can cut more out. Cut out more in the mix. There you go. That's some better English for you. More Verb, more compression. Reverb not even on. And what does this say? Is this a string? It is. It's strings. Oh, this is strings here. That's cool. Now we're on to a string section with only an ounce of EQ. Just getting some more low end into the strings. That's cool. String bus is onto a string verb, and the string verb is here. Valhalla Room and the RC20 retro color. Oh, that's definitely doing some pushing it back in the mix type of stuff. And then more Valhalla Room I unfortunately don't have. Here's all the All Music buses. All Music bus has a Isotope Trash 2 on it. I don't own that, clearly. Type A. Fuck knows what that is. I don't even know where to start for Type A. What that even means. What is this? Vocals. God, I feel like I sound very sarcastic in this. I hope you guys are still with me. Comment like a pizza emoji or something if you're still with me. Anyway. Okay. Nothing. These EQs aren't doing anything. This vocal here has a little bit of a plate. That's nice. There's definitely some sort of like reverb delay. Verb throw, that's the word there. And I don't have this autotune. Autotune EFX. Yeah, I definitely don't have that. No. And they're all the same. And then we get down here. Where's this? Oh, the outro. EQ is doing a little bit of the low end, maybe. Well, knowing Ariana, maybe she was in her really high register that the birds can hear or something. Sorry, you got Filter Freak. More autotune. Filter Freak is a Sound Toys plugin, I believe. Pan Man, that's also Sound Toys. And Valhalla. That's definitely to push it back to make it feel its own atmosphere. Aha! Vocal bus. Let's go. That's probably what we've all been waiting for. The vocal bus. I don't know why I'm getting those in clearer. First things first. Deessa. Doing quite a bit. Or not a lot. Depending how hot her vocals were recorded. Can't check again. So, judging if it's the first thing, It's probably recorded quite lowly. That's great English. Quite low, and it's just hitting it, basically. Next, CLA2A. Smooth compression, especially for pop music. Really good for that. You got another VEQ. Doing nothing. No, it is doing something. A little bit at 10K. Not even a dB. This is doing nothing. Low mid's being taken out at 2100. 100 is actually being boosted. 180, sorry, is being boosted. And a low cut at 82. Not bad. I might have to do my test, grab the vocals and put them in to see how it sounds. Our comp, just basic stuff. That's definitely to lock it more into place. And then C4, jazz. Okay. Maybe that's somebody who worked on it. Jazz, cool. Big up jazz, whoever you may be. Simple multi-band compression. EQ. Ooh, this is interesting. I wonder, this is going to be some conspiracy theory time. This EQ was added later on for any frequencies that were poking out when the music was cranked and turned a little louder. Anything that was a bit harsh that was poking out. Because these frequencies here can be a bit harsh for the vocals if it's cranked high enough. So, and even more cranked limiting. Okay, cool. I have no idea how to feel about that, but hey, if it works, it works. Never judge a plugin by what they look like when you open them, all right? Got an eighth delay, a verb, a slap, a long verb, bus 25, whatever that is, and you have old fire verb. Cool. And there seems to be these things here, but they're muted, so they're not being used. I assume the lead stacks are going to be the same. Yep, all the same. That's cool. Actually, no, that's limited just a tiny bit more. I guess they were a slightly more dynamic, so they were just controlling the peaks a little bit more. We've got a Vox bus. Is it all the same? That's changed frequency. So it's just taking out something else. So she's probably singing in a different key there. C4 again. Less EQ here. So maybe something wasn't as buggy. And then L1 again. And that is changed. So yeah. Ooh. Backgrounds. I assume that's what that means. And doubler. Oh, so since these are backgrounds, these are just getting them out of the center, spacing them out. I'm surprised he kept the direct gain in there, but that's all right. Or she did, whoever worked on this song. Sorry, I don't know your names. Compression, distortion, and reverb. Really low. So maybe they recorded this really away from the mic. And backgrounds have more compression. And then another Vox bus, which I assume is going to be the exact same. Yeah. Oh, no. That is heavily limited. That's definitely not getting out of space. Getting out of the way. And 7th Heaven Throw on the track. Nothing wrong with that if it works, Right. Sends. The verbs and everything. Slap. H delay. Sick. I don't know who Chris is. I assume that's what it says. Just a simple doubler with an S1, definitely to widen things if necessary. 8th note delay, H delay, EQ, compression, cool. Another 8th delay, quarter note, EQ, and filter freak. So I guess that was doing a cool effect or something. More compression, and then another quarter note with Manny Marroquin's reverb on it. That's nice. Showing some love to Manny Marroquin. That's sick. I might do a couple of videos on him as well, actually. And a second half note, filtering out all the reverbs and delays because you don't want them to get in the way of whatever they're being sent from. You got a plate with the EQ and 7th Heaven. I don't have 7th Heaven. Got room, more EQ. 7th Heaven again, I don't have it. Compression. Verb long, so this is just a really long verb. Manny Marroquin for their verb. Sick. Old Fire Verb. That's actually something I want to see. What is it? This. Oh, it's a spring reverb. It's a spring reverb normally used for guitars. I probably should have noticed that. It's a GTR and spring right there. Don't know why I didn't notice that. That's what it is. It's a spring reverb. Cool. Right. Let's see if I can do what I normally do. And I will get you a vocal so we can test out this vocal chain. Let's do this. All right. We have the vocal. We all know this vocal if you've been around the channel for a little bit. And I've just noticed this is the only vocal with the thing turned down. That's all right. I'll just move it. There is literally no other vocals here, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go over it, and let's hear it.
But I'm trying and I'm trying, but I'm trying so little. Never feel a high or low, I'm always in the middle.
Why is it automatically going to the left, sir?
Pain, okay, but I'm trying and I'm trying, but I'm trying so little. Never feel a high or low, I'm always in the middle. Yeah, my life is still a confusing riddle, but every single day I'm solving a little. Still shining, cop the rolly wrist, call it perfect timing. If you say you will, I'll be the alignment. Love is just another high school assignment, yeah. When I said let's be together, she said yeah. I say we better together as a...
That was perfect timing on the vocals, not gonna lie. I was just fiddling around. That is perfect, actually. Hang on.
When I said let's be together, she said yeah. I say we...
I'll turn that off.
When I said let's be together, she said yeah. I say we better together as a pair. I'ma always be there. Don't go back to the old days, okay? I'm always...
Not gonna lie, this vocal chain does actually sound pretty good. You know, it's definitely maxed out in its loudness because this limiter is slamming it. So I just wonder if
Don't go back to the old days, okay? I'm always messed up on my own pain, okay? But I'm trying and I'm trying, but I'm trying so little. Never feel a high or low, I'm always in the middle. Yeah, my life is still a confusion.
All right, pretty cool. Actually, it was already turned down. Well, that's all right. It's okay. We got to hear what it sounds like. And honestly, out of all of the chains I've seen today, it's actually pretty good. I'm not going to be selling this template for everybody out there because I've sold a lot of my previous templates I've done for these videos. But I'm going to create an Ariana Grande vocal chain in a separate video. And thankfully, these are all Waves plugins, so it should be all good and all dandy, and we don't need to worry about anything. And I don't want to be sued, particularly. You know, I didn't check this.
Don't go back to the old days, okay? I'm always messed up on my own pain.
That's actually pretty cool.
Don't go back to the old days, okay? I'm always messed up on my own...
Maybe I shouldn't have turned them all off. Now I don't know which ones to turn back on. That's all right. It's cool. Thank you, everybody, for watching this Ariana Grande vocal template and vocal chain video. I will see you all next time for probably the Ariana Grande vocal chain. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.